This news program is proudly brought to you by Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits and Now Biscuits.
Late Osborne put to rest. Opposition dismisses claims. And road reaches telephony. A very good evening. This is National EMTV News. I'm Louis Maingo. Thank you for joining us. Prime Minister James Marape has dismissed claims by the opposition that his government is withholding funds to districts and provinces represented by members of parliament who are in the opposition.
The Prime Minister said as soon as Finance Department makes available printout of the funding, he would have it published for public scrutiny. The distribution in Service Development Funds of District Services Improvement Program or DSIP and Provincial Services Improvement Program or PSIP. In a press statement, Prime Minister Marape in turn criticized members of the opposition who have taken to the media to spread this misinformation, adding that these MPs were covering up their lack of service delivery in their own districts and provinces under the guise of their public outcries. He said this government does not weaponize the budget to discriminate against members of parliament. He said all districts and provinces, whether they are in the opposition or government, receive their DSIP and PSIP. They support all provinces in their functional grant and monies for all provincial health authorities. Since 2019, a large amount of funding has been transferred from Waigini under his administration to provinces and districts. Yet local MPs and provincial governors are not held accountable for non-delivery of services in their districts and provinces. Prime Minister Marape said the public must hold their MPs accountable for lack of services in their own districts or provinces. Esther Gane, National EMTV News.
In a historic moment for the remote district of Telefomin, Bob Cowboy became the first local resident to drive a vehicle along the newly completed Telefomin Highway. This marks a new era for the area, which has long been isolated by rugged terrain and limited transportation options.
Cowboy from Winge 1 in East Sepik is a father of two and married to a Telefomin local. His family has been supplying goods and services to the region through their marketing business. For years, they relied on small planes to transport essentials, but fuel shortages and unpredictable weather often disrupted these services, leaving the community vulnerable.
Me want to marry two pigni, me black am start a telephone want all family. Me block marketing. Pepesli lo me black am start me black am start block marketing. Dislakain me belakang staff. Struggle lo kisim market something belum lo imni no isi ya. Long time online staff come online lo place yet. All sa pilim lang ang pain ya, mon belakang pain na sa pilim. Sample all pilim pain one time no all taigo penis. Sample all staff come. Mi blo line come outside come mi blo serim sita one kind pain we all pilim lang ame. Na mi blo talk to inside the kind remote area was same look. Goods and services
The completion of the Telefomin Pilot Highway, part of the government's Connect PNG initiative, has improved access. What once took days to travel from Kyunga to Telefomin is now a matter of hours. Cowboy, reflecting on his historic drive, shared that it was quite an exciting experience.
Drive lo this road come na time come inside and pili one black and big player relief straight. Big player relief na one can be pili me moline lo place layer lo telephone station straight all two all pili one black and tears of joy amamas since independence no road come na now lo this la date 18th aste opening the bank 18th November and now 19th may come drive come inside na road them come I'm come up finish lo station.
The highway's opening, along with the recent establishment of a Bank South Pacific Bank in the district, signifies a transformative shift in the region's connectivity and economic prospects. James Guken, National EMTV News.
Also, during the recent opening ceremony of BSP Group Limited's new branch at Telephone Station, West Sepik Governor Tony Wowo announced a 500,000 kina grant aimed at supporting mothers interested in starting small and medium enterprises in the district.
Governor Wowo expressed that the funding, which will assist local women entrepreneurs, is subject to approval by Vanimo Green MP Belden Nama and Telefomin MP Solan Mirisim, as he is just a custodian of the funds. He expressed his commitment to empowering women in the district by providing access to financial resources that would help them start and sustain businesses.
So, Professor Gaman, mitla TPA lo misap, so we are committed to give 500,000. Lord Mama gets a loan. So by this la Christmas, Minister Solani staff, Minister Bedanama staff, but to approve him.
Local mother and aspiring entrepreneur Petrin Silas expressed her gratitude for the grant and the new banking services being introduced to the area.
Governor me give 500,000. Now this la 500,000. Time BSP nupla BSP on na governor me give 500,000. Lo me all SME mama lo make him more than work me like him long him. Now me struggle long him, so now lo me. As for me like him was this la money but we must come kiss loan long him and me got people need to same school fee long all pikinini. Living long me na lo me at me like him but me must kiss him this la loan working like house kakaruk.
She said having such services available in a remote district like Telefomin brings immense joy and hope for the future.
But now, today, people can look in most remote area inside the telephone, people can come up in one can building extended blow, Port Moresby City or Lay City or Bainemu or Wibek or kind of same. Where me centers now, me play inside the remote area now when first time. There's for me, Mama na Susa, this la day opening. Me feeling some like pain inside lo. Lewa blow me. Now me expressing this la day. Want the more get on Mama na. People Mama feeling most them. MP plus something blow me plus strength. Now I'm bringing development. Now I'm bringing service come inside lo me plus remote area. First by transaction now by me applying processing and by life transaction which
The new BSP brands and the government's initiative reflect ongoing efforts to promote economic development and entrepreneurship in one of Papua New Guinea's most remote districts. James Guken, National EMTV News.
The newly opened Westani Lowoksim House in Telefomin, which houses the Telefomin District Finance Office, BSP Group Financial Limited, and the Telefomin District Development Agreement Office, is now fully powered by solar energy. The building is equipped with a 150 kilowatt solar system, providing a sustainable and reliable energy solution for the district.
390.
Tumla Investment Solar Specialist Nobet Ao explained that due to the challenging geographical location of Telefomin, transporting fuel for electricity generation would be difficult and costly.
That's basically what the system is. It's another 50 kilowatt. And I encourage our remote areas na kind of something low. Must look at this time invest inside this kind of system. So which is the features that you may install him now, it's in a hybrid, so where there's grid, there's no grid, the system will also work. You can still tap into the building, the solar can still come in.
He emphasized that solar power is a more efficient and practical option for meeting the district's energy needs.
I'm sustaining one of my blow, I put him trust, me blalo. Black and build him, like also now proven more also. That's the way to go. I'm three-phase power, three-phase output, but it's like my system now comes so. It's just no more less, normal grid power you must have. So all the air cons are running, full capacity, full load the building. aircons, machines, what ogora mugata run start solar system now at the moment.
He said at present the building is using 80 kilowatts of the total of 150 kilowatt capacity, with all machines operating smoothly and effectively powered by the solar system.
Currently is using 80 kilowatts at the moment, and we have 70 kilowatts excess of power there. That is based on our calculation that gives 5 days of autonomy, which means when there's no weather, there's no sunshine, the battery cannot charge. It can still hold the building up to 5 days without recharging. So that's what the system, basically what we have installed. It took us out about a year to get this installation complete.
This move to solar energy marks a significant step towards sustainability and energy independence for the Telefomin district. James Guken, National EMTV News.
The late Graham Leslie Osborne was laid to rest yesterday at the Raluwana village in Kokopo following a heartfelt farewell attended by family, friends and dignitaries. Late Graham Leslie Osborne's body was flown from Port Moresby, accompanied by his family from New Zealand and PNG, and received a heartfelt welcome upon arrival at Tokua Airport in Kokopo. The arrival of Osborne's casket yesterday morning was marked by an emotional gathering of family members and friends from across East New Britain province. Among those present was East New Britain Governor Michael Marum, who paid tribute to Osborne's significant contributions throughout his life. The body was transported to the residence of the late Sir Rabi Namaliu, where a traditional custom was performed to honor the bond between Osborne and Moramora family. This ritual was a vital part of the family, symbolizing the deep connections and respect shared between Osborne and the families in Raluwana. The decision to lay him to rest in Raluwana village in Kokopo reflects the lasting friendship and mutual respect that defined their relationship. The funeral service at the Raluwana United Church was filled with heartfelt tributes and memories shared by those who knew him. The Minister for Internal Security, Peter Chamalili Jr., who sees late Osborne as a father figure, spoke at the service, emphasizing the legacy Osborne leaves behind.
He passed on 2 weeks ago. From this Friday, 2 weeks ago, I've been passing my Long Wesley House 1120, Long Brisbane.
At around 3 p.m., friends and family bid their final farewells, laying flowers and sharing quiet moments of reflection. National EMTV News continues after the break. Stay with us. You're watching National EMTV News. Baker Boy, a fast food outlet owned by Pacific Industries Limited, opened its flagship restaurant at the Kinnebank compound in Port Moresby today. The grand opening of the restaurant marks another milestone for the Pacific Industries in their current expansion projects.
Conceived in 2017, the concept of Baker Boy was carefully developed with the goal of delivering fast, tasty and affordable fast food in Port Moresby. Just 2 years after they launched their first family-friendly restaurant, Baker Boy is expanding further with flagship restaurant opened in Waigini today.
We expedited that seed that we had and that plan that we had and we opened up a kiosk with a little drive-through, which we ran off the Duffy kitchen at that point in time. And that then allowed us to trial things, to get our recipe right. And then from there, we planned from 2019 to 22, we planned the first store that we opened in Gabaka. So yeah, that's how it all came about.
Chue said apart from creating employment opportunities, the restaurant aimed to bring world-class fast food experience to Papua New Guinea and make sure families enjoy a family-friendly environment.
Yes, for sure, we do. Well, we pride ourselves on, on what we believe is the best offer in PNG, where, we believe in customer service, quality of food, and ambience to make sure that you have a clean, nice environment for families to come in and enjoy some great, tasty chicken.
Baker Boy and other chain of shops such as Duffy Cafe and Kokoma Bakery are part of Pacific Industries' investment in the hospitality industry. Esther Gane, National EMTV News.
Governor for NCD Powes Pakop has revealed his plans to teach local languages in schools in NCD.
Governor Pakop said local languages are not promoted enough, therefore schools in NCDC will start teaching local languages.
Part of it, I want to start teaching some of our languages. One, Hirimotu. Will I promote him to in the Highlands? Maybe we can start with Puman and Melpa, some common language. In Mombasa, maybe we can start in Kote or Morobe. And of course in the New Islands, maybe we can start in Kwanua. So these are some initiative plans that we have for education in our capital city.
Governor Pakop said he is ready to execute his plans.
Part of my plan for our schools when we take over, hopefully this year, hopefully next year, I've been waiting a long time, is that we are going to start teaching some of our local languages in the schools, starting with Hirimotu.
Malinta Yopolo, National EMTV News.
Over 40 representatives from the Department of Health, Impact Health, Support, Central Provincial Health Authority, and other provincial health authorities attended a two-day assessor training on public finance management assessment capacity building tool in Port Moresby this week.
The training aimed at equipping assessors on how to use various tools within the PHA, Public Finance Management or PFM, assessment and capacity building framework to conduct a consistent assessment of PFM capacity across PHAs. The PFM assessment tool aims to evaluate the overall capacity of the PHA in key PFM areas, including planning, budgeting, accounting, reporting, and auditing, while the score sheet guide provided a structured scoring system for the PFM assessment tool. The Training Solutions tool identifies training needs and matches them with available PFM training programs to address specific programs, to address specific knowledge and skill gaps, while the non-training gaps tool identifies non-training related gaps affecting PFM effectiveness, such as funding, infrastructure, ICT, and resource management. The training saw an additional 11 PHAs participate in the two-day training, including West New Britain, Anga, New Island, Gulf, Western Manus, Oro, West Sepik, Milne Bay, Medang, and Morobe, apart from Central A Project Province. Participants included CEOs, directors, provincial district supporters, advisors, finance and human resource managers, among others. Esther Gane, National EMTV News.
In the remote Nuku station, nestled deep in the West Sepik province, over 100 farmers came together to celebrate rural women's right to nutritious food for a sustainable future. This event, organized by the EU Straight PNG program in partnership with local administration, highlighted the invaluable role of rural women in ensuring food security and fostering sustainable communities.
Led by the program's Gender and Youth Inclusion team, the day was dedicated to empowering rural women and reinforcing their right to nutritious food for a sustainable future. Symbolizing the daily lives of these women, participants carried traditional string bags filled with fresh produce as they walked through the station, singing songs of appreciation for rural women's tireless contributions to their families and communities. The procession concluded at the Youth Hall, where representatives from the EU Straight PNG program, district administration, and farmer groups shared messages of encouragement. Prior to this celebration, the program also conducted a 3-day mentorship training led by its Gender and Youth Inclusion and SMEs development teams. The mentorship training attracted 224 participants, including 95 women and girls, from the Saltongo Business Group and its satellite cluster groups, and covered essential topics such as gender concepts and terminology, group dynamics, and the visioning journey using the Gender Action Learning System methodology to address gender-based violence at the household level. The event and associated activities reaffirmed the EU Straight PNG program's commitment to empowering rural women and fostering community-driven agricultural development for a sustainable future. Esther Gane, National EMTV News.
National EMTV News continues after the break. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. The second leg of Gereu Firelight Sevens tournament kicked off today with its pool games held at the Gereu Sports Ground in Port Moresby. The tournament saw mostly the teams within Gereu suburb competing, as well as few teams from other parts of the city.
Following the success of the first leg of the Gereu Firelight Sevens held 2 weeks ago, the tournament continued with its second leg today. A total of men's 24 teams are competing across 6 pools, with 4 teams in a pool. One of the highlight matches of the day was the Pool B game between GS1 Crushers and Komara Kape, which saw Crushers won 7 points to 5. In Pool A game played earlier, the Gereu natives outclassed Valley Ants 17 points to 0.
There are good teams like we are visiting teams from Western Fly and Newtown Chiefs from Edai Town. We also have Hiri West and a couple of visiting teams from the NCD. And we also have a former 7th champ, Gereu Cowboys. In their old days now, they were accepted the invitation to showcase one more time in front of their fans and community. Format top 8, normal 7th top 8 cup, and rest going down, we'll play the bowl.
Hillary said the tournament was an initiative by Capital Rugby Union Club MBB Malins. He said the tournament was established to engage youths in Gereu through sports following the Black Wednesday events which affected the suburb.
Rugby club head coach Rawali. The main idea is to bring the youths of Gereu together and bring the game to the community after the Black Wednesday that happened in Port Moresby City.
The tournament continues tomorrow with playoffs for the plate and cup finals. Pakatambua, Trukai Sports.
The 2 days Highlands Confederate Club Championship at Kuzi Benning Rugby League Oval in Juwaka has commenced today. President of Kuji Benning Rugby League, Mr. Albert Papil, Welcome teams from Highlands region and the official from the PNG RFL. Mr. Paipil said 4 teams are participating this year, includes Enga Eastern Islands, Junior Peps from Western Islands and Mount Knights from Jiwaka. PNG RFL Chief Executive Officer Stanley Ondina, who officiated the 2 days game, said rugby league is growing multi-million industry and so is impressed with a such rugby tournament to build the young youths and create an opportunity for them to showcase their talent and skills. Mr. Ondina also wants MPs and business houses to participate and support all affiliated rugby leagues and schoolboys rugby leagues around the country. Trukai Sports continues after the break. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
You're watching Trukai Sports. Moving to overseas sports now. In AFLW preliminary finals, North Melbourne took on Port Adelaide this afternoon, followed by the Brisbane Lions taking on the Adelaide Crows tonight.
Both on incredible winning streaks. North Melbourne has won its last 10 games. Obviously, it's been undefeated this season, but Port Adelaide has won its last 8 as well, and it's gained confidence out of last week, its ability to come from behind, the biggest ever comeback in AFLW history. I do wonder if they can get over the top of North Melbourne, who will put a heavy score on early in this game and put a bit of distance on that scoreboard, but their ability to compete at the contest is key here.
What are the key matchups for you individually out there?
Yeah, for me, it's a relatively obscure one, but Alice O'Loughlin has been an incredible small forward for North Melbourne this year. She's in the All-Australian squad. Ebony O'Day went head-to-head with her when they've last met. It was a pretty fiery matchup as well, so I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do head-to-head against each other. But if you look at the totality of these midfields, that's what's really going to dictate whether this game is won or lost.
The Kangaroos, they had a week off. How big an impact do you think that will have? And the fact that they thrashed Port earlier in the season.
It was a strange game when they played earlier in the season. It was torrential rain, but North Melbourne put 45 points on in the first half of the game, which meant the second half, once that rain set in, they didn't have to do a lot more after that. But Port Adelaide did equalise. They actually won that second half. But North Melbourne get Emma Carney back for her first game since week 5, which is a pretty big addition to the side. It's literally the only change across any of the prelim finals teams this weekend as well. So it's pretty sturdy across the board for every side, which we love consistency. But I think North Melbourne will be ready to go and really keen to get back out on the park, because having a week off, it's nice rest, but it's a long time to not be playing in a footy season.
A person with a special need is now breaking barriers in tennis, playing against an able-bodied man.
Wayne Arnott has always loved tennis, but in the last decade he's had to learn a vastly different game. After losing his legs, he's embraced wheelchair tennis and is Australia's over-35s champion. And now he's the first wheelchair athlete to play in the state pennants competition against able-bodied players.
It's all about the practice and all about trying to improve the game and trying to get more and more people aware that wheelchair athletes are athletes the same as a normal tennis player.
In wheelchair tennis, the rules are modified to allow the ball to bounce twice before a player hits a return. In Mr Arnott's case, it's a hybrid. He gets 2 bounces, but his opponent only 1.
A good tennis player, he's a nice bloke, he should be received well.
Even the people I play against are all welcoming. There's not anybody that comes and says, I don't want to play against a wheelchair player.
And the governing body is helping to drive change.
When we saw that Wayne needed to have a bigger opportunity from a competitive play landscape, we saw a really great reason that he could join into our Summer League competition.
While the enthusiasm for inclusion is there, there's a lot of ageing infrastructure at clubs in WA, and that can mean accessibility is a problem.
It is a challenge with some of the ageing infrastructure. It's something that Tennis West is working really closely with the clubs, with local governments in particular, to seek funding to upgrade facilities.
Even Mr Arnott's home club of Safety Bay doesn't have disabled toilets, with Rockingham Council committing $320,000 to make the club rooms wheelchair friendly. Mr Arnott is reluctant to describe himself as a trailblazer, saying he just wants to raise awareness.
Whether it's pickleball, paddleball, whatever, there are sports that people can play.
Playing the long game for inclusion.
That ends True Kai Sports. The Morning Plus weather report is next. Stay with us.
True Kai Sports. True Kai Sports.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
The weather report for the next 24 hours. In southern region, Port Moresby City, partly cloudy with some rain showers and possible thunderstorm. Daru, partly cloudy with rain periods at times. Kerema, some rain showers and possible inland thunderstorm. Alotau, partly cloudy with periods of rain showers and possible thunderstorm. And Popondetta, partly sunny to cloudy with few rain showers in the afternoon. In the Momase region, Lae City, mostly fine and partly cloudy, then few rain showers towards the afternoon and evening. Medang, partly cloudy with some rain showers. Wewak, periods of rain showers at times with possible thunderstorm. And Vanimo, periods of rain showers and possible thunderstorm. In the New Guinea Island region, Lorengau, chances of brief afternoon showers and thunderstorm. Kavieng, cloudy with chances of some rain showers and thunderstorm. Kokopo and Rabaul, partly cloudy. Kimbe, mostly cloudy with brief afternoon rain showers. And Boka, mostly sunny with chances of a shower or two in the afternoon. In the islands region, Mount Agent City, mostly cloudy with rain showers and possible thunderstorm in the afternoon. Goroka Band and Kundiawa, mostly cloudy with some afternoon rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Mendi, Tari and Wabeg, mostly cloudy with some afternoon rain showers and possible thunderstorm. The small ships forecast: waters of southern PNG and Indonesian border to Daru to Kiwai Islands to Kerema to Yule Island to Hood Point to Samarai Islands, seas 0.5 to 1.5 meter. Waters of Samarai Island to Cape Vogel and All Minen Bay Islands, seas 0.5 to 1.3 meters. Waters of Cape Vogel to Wuon Gulf to Finsafen, seas 0.5 to 1 meter. Waters of Finsafen through Vitia Strait to Siasi and Long Island, seas 0.5 to 1 meter. Waters of Medang to Wewak to Vanimo and northern PNG and Indonesian border, seas 0.5 to 1 meter. Water of Manus and its western group of islands, seas 0.5 to 1 meter. Waters of New Ireland to East New Britain, seas 0.5 to 1 meter. Waters of West New Britain, seas 0.5 to 1 meter. And waters of Bougainville, seas 0.5 to 1.5 meters. Our ocean focused, Coral Sea sees moderate to rough, east to southeast winds of 15 to 25 knots, increasing to 35 knots. Solomon Sea, north to southeast winds of 5 to 10 knots. Bismarck Sea sees smooth, northeast to easterly winds of 5 to 10 knots. And Pacific Ocean sees smooth to slight, southeast to easterly winds of 5 to 10 knots.
The weather update was proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
And that wraps up the news, sports and weather for Saturday, the 23rd of November 2024. From all of us here, pleasant viewing and good night.
This news program was proudly brought to you by Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits and Gold Nuggets.